Good morning, world. This is Monday, January 26, 2026. This is a Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky, East Coast of the United States. Weather-wise, in this country, if you're not aware, we have just experienced a winter storm. Here in Lexington, we have a cold weather advisory going on until 7 p.m. this evening. Currently, the temperature is 11, feels like 1, and with the wind chill, a negative 13. So that being said, in this area, it will not be above freezing the remainder of this month, which is this week. So by the time we dig out, literally and figuratively, since the sidewalks are the last to clear of the snow, we will probably be into February, and temperatures accordingly. So that's the report on the weather. And this is causing power outages, and the majority of the United States, at least 30 states, are experiencing similar weather conditions. So this weekend, we had football. Finals are in. About the AFC champs are now the New England Patriots, and in the NFC, Seahawks are the NFC champs. Super Bowl is scheduled for February 8th. The NBA. I know I mentioned a few things about what's going on with them, but something else that has me baffled from time to time is the idea of the talks about trades, and I really don't follow it. I imagine that to some degree it has to do with each team's salary cap or whatever they're dealing with business-wise. But because of the names that come into the conversation when it comes to teams making trades, I did do some research. So for those of you that might be similarly somewhat confused, here is the information. The 2026 NBA trade deadline is Thursday, February 5th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. While trades can occur during the off-season, many players signed in the summer become eligible to be traded starting December 15th. Teams can make deals throughout the season until this deadline, after which they must wait until the off-season. Key 2025-2026 trade dates and information. December 15th, 2025, most players signed in the off-season become trade eligible. February 5th, 2026, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, NBA trade deadline. Off-season/draft. Teams can trade players and draft picks again once the league year begins in late June. Players with specific contract restrictions, such as having recently signed or having a no-trade clause, may have different eligibility dates. So I hope that clears it up for you as it did for me in relation to talks on trading. Now to the subject at hand, not only here in America, but worldwide. Donald Trump as president. As humans, we all make mistakes, but coming up, the adults had a way of carrying a conversation with such phrases like don't bite the hand that feeds you, cut off your nose to spite your face, and I guess my all-time favorite, don't get me started. So there's not much cause for me to have to use those phrases so much now. My sons are grown with sons of their own, so those type of conversations don't come up as much. And as we all know, it's hard to tell adults what to do, but you can help them think their way through it. So, historically, presidents can be impeached when they cross the line while in office. The process is initiated in the House and moves to the Senate for approval. The Senate usually moves to acquit, and that ends the process. In the past, the party of the president controls the Senate, and the opposite party controls the House. As things are now, the Republican Party controls both. Attempts to reset the districts in the states to get a better balance is where attempt is made to gain control of this situation. Now, in the past, a president's mistakes didn't take on the ripple effect at home and abroad that Donald Trump's decisions have done as the current president. With the Republican Party currently controlling the House and the Senate, it's like a dog chasing its tail. Excuse the analogy. Listening to him speak, the emotions run from disbelief, I had written in anger, but I'm gonna strike that, to cringing at the audacity it takes to misinterpret the facts. Very similar to a person who has been startled or surprised being asked, "Did I scare you?" The response being, "Were you trying to?" Moving on, rush hour traffic in the city. Last week, I happened to be out in the early part of the afternoon, and I hear a horn blow. And lately, I've not heard anybody blow their horn, one driver at another driver. And what tickles me is for a driver to be behind the wheel talking about what other drivers should be doing, knowing they cannot hear a word that you are saying. But, human response being what it is, you hear the horn, you look to see if you can locate the sound and where it's coming from and the reason for it. So when this happened to me, my mind kind of took a little journey. First of all, I noticed the traffic. And it's daytime, and first thing I say is, well, if everybody is at work, where did all these people come from? And then the next thought was, are all these people retired? So I admit it gave me pause. Rush hour traffic. I'm sure all of us around the world are familiar with it. And it took on a whole new meaning. I saw this article in the media at the close of 2025, and it had the title of it was 25 Things That Donald Trump Has Lied About in 2025. No, I'm not going to put you through that. I'm not going to put you through that. But it did remind me that I should take a moment and acknowledge everyone that stopped by in 2025 to say hi, to post and share what's going on with them and what they are involved with. So The Sideshow with Theodore Parker says thank you. That's it. Hashtag